So I was planning on making an 06 review a while ago, but I never got around to actually doing it. But what made me really want to do it now was actually Mr. Needlemouse's hot takes video, where I left a hot take of my own, and he actually reacted to it.
Sonic 06 is the second best Sonic game in the franchise. No. To answer all of these comments, absolutely not. The game is buggy, it's trash, it is not well designed. The only good thing about it is it has good level design that doesn't work because of how terribly the characters control, and it has good music. That's it.
After this, I really felt like it was time to explain my love for the game. I mean, you guys have known that I love Sonic 06 ever since my mainline games tier list, which was a little while ago. So why do I love this game so much? Why do I love one of the most hated Sonic games of all time?
Well, in this video, I just want to share a bunch of things that I love about it. So with that said, let's get right into it.
So let's start with the glitches. Easily the most controversial part about 06. I don't think they're bad at all.
You serious?
Each time I play 06, I hardly run into any glitches. I did run into a few design errors, but they weren't glitches, they were just a few things I would have to avoid whenever replaying the stage. The skill ceiling is probably the most important thing to understand if you want to enjoy Sonic 06, because most people, I feel like, when they go into this game, they expect it to be good right off the bat without even playing the game beforehand at all. So, when they mess up or run into a glitch, they blame the game for it. But I'm telling you, once you play the levels enough times and know what to expect, they will be a lot of fun. Now, I know not everybody likes the quote-unquote get good to get fun style of game, and I get that. I mean, you want a game to be fun, right? So on your first playthrough, you're probably going to think, oh, this is miserable, I don't want to do this. But playing the levels multiple times, you'll just remember what to do, where enemies are, and just everything to clear the level. In conclusion, I think the glitches aren't bad if you're playing the stages how they were intended to be played. But moving on, now I'd like to talk about the story of Sonic 06. While I will admit the story has some issues, I think it's one of the best in the series if I'm being honest. I'm not just glazing the game, I know it has some plot holes, but I don't even care to be honest. Each time I play 06, I'm always so invested in the story each time, despite already knowing what'll happen next. I think the biggest reason why I like this story is because of the characterization of the characters. I don't think there's a single character in the game that I would say is badly written. And yes, that includes Elise. I think she's overhated. Please don't kill me. Some characters might do more than others in the story, but each of them are still in character, which can't be said for every Sonic game after Black Knight. I think the story of 06 gets the most unjustified hate out of anything else in the game. Sure, I can understand if you don't like the gameplay, that's okay. But the story has arguably the most to offer out of any Sonic game, with maybe SA2 as an exception. The next thing I would like to talk about are the characterizations of the characters. Sonic, Shadow, and Silver. Obviously, we gotta start with the main character, Sonic. He's pretty well characterized in the game, I don't really have to say that much. He saves the day, and most importantly, looks cool doing it. Now, what I do want to say is, some people like to make the argument that Sonic is useless in this game, and that Silver and Shadow did all the work, and that's just not true. If Sonic doesn't rescue Elise, Eggman will have control of Iblis, and given the fact that he doesn't know much about this creature, something could easily go wrong, which would result in the world getting destroyed, and Silver's future becoming a reality. Sonic literally prevents the apocalypse just by being Sonic, saving people like Elise, staying hopeful, and inspiring everyone around him. Without Sonic, the story just doesn't work. He's the heart of the story, and personally, while I do think he could have done more, I think he's really well done in this game. You can hate the gameplay of 06, but you can't deny that Shadow's story in 06 is peak. While I think Shadow's character arc in Adventure 2 is really good and shows his redemption, 06 has Shadow where he's meant to be, not stuck in the past and not constantly saying he's better than Sonic. He faces his literal dark reflection, gets labeled a traitor, and still chooses to fight for humanity, even when the world rejects him. In my opinion, this game gives him his best characterization and moments in general. It's time for Silver, and he might just be my favorite character in this game, story-wise. His gameplay is unique and very different than what we typically see in a Sonic game. Throwing cars, stopping missiles mid-air, smashing robots with debris. I honestly think it's a lot of fun if you give it a chance. Now as for his character, that's where he really shines. Silver's from a destroyed future, fighting to fix his world. But no matter how many times he tries, the future always remains the same. Despite this, however, he never once gives up. As soon as he finds out there may be some hope of fixing the future, he does whatever he can to save the world. Through the game, he learns trust, patience, and the cost of making things right. In the end, when Sonic dies and everyone loses hope, Silver still never gives up and motivates everyone to get the Chaos Emeralds. At the end of the day, he's the true hero of the game. I really wish people would see this character for what he is, and not just immediately diss him because of one line. 06 gives him the most depth out of any Sonic game, and I really wish they could not only give him a big role again, but bring his true character back. Now, we can't talk about Sonic 06 without talking about Mephiles the Dark, who is the second main villain. He's easily one of the best villains in the series in my opinion. He's manipulative, intimidating, and straight up evil. Unlike a lot of Sonic villains, Mephiles doesn't just talk, he schemes, he breaks the heroes apart, and he actually succeeds. At least for a short time. People give him hate for just being evil, but to be honest, I think that's what makes him good. I know I literally just criticized him for that in my last video, but after playing 06 again, I had a change of mind, okay?
Now I'd like to talk about the levels and bosses of the game. I think the levels are also really cool. In my opinion, they're designed really well, they look great visually, and they each just have really cool and unique things about them. Another thing I really love about them is the fact that each character plays in the same areas, but they take place at different times throughout the story, which gives some different perspectives. Like how in Flame Core for Sonic and Shadow, it's just them running through this volcanic area to get a Chaos Emerald, but when Silver goes through Flame Core, he's heading to destroy Iblis, so it gives a road to the final battle feel, which I think is cool. As for the bosses, I don't think they're that bad, okay? The most iconic one to get hated is definitely the Silver boss fight, but to be honest, it's not even that bad unless you run toward him at full speed over and over again.
Okay, people like to hate on 06's hub world a lot, but I actually really like it. I think it's fun. I know at this point it probably sounds like I'm glazing everything in the game, but I really do think the hub world is pretty fun. For a rushed game, it sure had huge hub worlds, especially the forest, even though a large section of that is just flat.
I also really like the side missions too. Not to mention the side missions introduced one of the greatest characters in all of fiction, Sonic Man.
I really do like these open spaces though, they can be fun. Now for the music, voice acting, and cutscenes. Well, music you already know is top tier. Each song I think is a banger in its own right. And I think that's pretty much all I have to say about the music. Yeah. I think the voice acting's really good. Characters like Mephiles, Shadow, Blaze, even Silver sound great. And all the other characters still sound like themselves. I think for Team Sonic I prefer the Adventure voice cast, but I would never complain about their voices in 06. And the cutscenes. While I think they can look off sometimes, I will say that they were a huge improvement from the Adventure games. The characters' movements felt a lot smoother, their lips were synced to what they were saying, and I think they did a great job at telling the story in general. And the final thing I want to talk about is the ending of the game, which is one of the biggest highlights. The characters collect the Chaos Emeralds to revive Sonic, so they do that, and Sonic, Shadow, and Silver all team up to take down Solaris. Now, I'm not going to pretend that one scene doesn't exist, it's weird, but I think it's ignorable, especially since it's just one small part of a cutscene. But anyway, back to the fight. This is one of the most cinematic final bosses in the series. Playing as 3 different characters against one super-dimensional being is really awesome. The way the game ends as well, I think is really well done, with Sonic and Elise resetting the timeline so that Solaris never existed. It's definitely a feel-good ending to me.
Sonic 06 isn't a perfect game, but that's no excuse not to like it, and I really do. At the end of the day, it does just come down to personal preference, so if you like the game, great, and if you don't, that's okay. People have different opinions. Let me know what you guys thought of this video down below. Should I make more videos like this? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you guys next time.